Hello.
It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages. It's all about Ghanaian languages.
Hello everyone, welcome once again to your Highness TV, and today we shall be looking at the Ghana-Togo Mountain Languages. We're going to have a lecture on the Ghana-Togo Mountain Languages and what they are. So if you wish to contact me, my contacts are on the screen, my other pages are all there. Secondly, if you want private lessons, my both email and WhatsApp contacts are there, and please, the WhatsApp you can't call, okay? Yeah, because some people end up calling at midnight asking questions. Somebody will call and say, the person is speaking Ga and say, "Are you the Ga teacher?" Remember, the person speaking Ga. I'm like, yes. And he'll speak Ga and say, "What's the name for both fruits?" Meanwhile, the person said it in Ga, still asking. I'm like, So what language did you just speak? And a whole lot of drama. So it is not callable. So, and you have to text. And if it's the usual skirmishing, then I believe I'll just ignore. Then those who are in for very serious conversations or serious stuff, then I attend to them. Okay. So usually when you text, there is an automated stuff, then yeah. So please do what to explain what you want, then I can instantly assist. But if just hi, that's hi 10, I won't reply, because automatically I'll be forced to think it's the dramatic people. Alright, so now let's move straight to business. The Ghana-Togo Mountain Languages. These are languages, like the name is Ghana-Togo Mountain. They are spoken in the Volta region and parts of the Oti region. Okay, entering into in between Ghana and Togo. So some are in Ghana, some are in Togo, and all the mountainous areas. Some of these languages are thought to be Guan languages, but they are not Guan languages. I'll name these languages very soon. They are not Guan languages. They are called the Ghana-Togo Mountain Languages, or the GTM languages. We have two groups of these languages. You have the South GTM and the Northern GTM. The Northern GTM, they have some Guan borrowings here and there because they are in contact with Guan languages, but still doesn't make them Guan languages. And we have the Southern GTNs, which are completely different from Guan languages, are completely also different from Ewe. The Southern GTN languages include Nyagbo, also known as Tuturugbo. So the Nyagbo language is called Tuturugbo. Then we have the Tafi language, that is Pegbo or Tegbo. We have the Avatime, or that is the Sia language, or Siase. Then we have the Logba, or the Ikpana language. These are the Southern GTM languages. Then we have the Northern GTS, that is the Santro Kofi, or the Sele people. So we have four. Now let's count the North. We have Santro Kofi, we have Akpafu, we have Bore, we have Akposo. Okay, the people of Akposo, they speak the Ikposo. We have the Basila, also known as the Ani, but Basila or Ani is spoken in Togo. Then we have the Akebu. Akebu is also spoken in Togo. We have Adele, and they speak the Gidre language. Okay, yeah, and maybe some one or two others spoken in Togo. So we can have about 8 to 9 for North and then 4 for South. So in total, we're looking at about 13 to 15 languages. Like I said, some of them believed to be Guans, but they aren't Guans. Now, Guan languages are on their own. They are Tano languages, but these languages are not Tano languages. They are from a different family. They are from a different group. They have different genetics, but they've borrowed words from Guan languages. And most of these languages, okay, I have an article on my blog, Huniah-Yourhighness.com, where I spoke about them, called the Etefo. Now, we have the Guans and then the Etefo. Some of these people, okay, way back were in Ghana, and then they were also categorized as the Etefo people. So because of that is what confuses them being called Guans. Also, most of them also part of the Guan Congress of Ghana. But then, when they speak the language longer, Guan languages, okay, how you can identify them is how they say come, water. If a Guan man wants to say water, water is in true, but almost all GTM languages doesn't call water in true. None of them say him as more. None of them even count as akonyo, san, and none. They all have different ways of counting. Because when you check Tafi, their ways of counting, they have the nominal counting and then the quantitative counting, and it's very different. Their language is in a different spectrum from Ghanaian languages. One thing about Ghana GTM languages too is that when they want to call their territory, they have a name for it. So let's take something like Nyagbo. They have a name for their land, they have the name for the language, and they have a name for the people. The language is Tuturubu. The others, I can't really mention them. They are very heavy to mention. The Tafi, like I said, they have the Tegbo, and then others. The Sancho Kofi, that one I can boldly say. They have the Sele. Sele is the language. Bale is the people. And then the land is also a different name. When you take Akpafu, Siwu to Sele, Siwu, they have this SS for languages. Siwu for the language. Mau for the people. So the Sankos are using Bale for the people, but the Akpafus are using Mau, then Kau for the land. Now the Likpes are Guans, but they have adopted the GTM way of talking. So they also call their language Sekbele, then the people Ukbele, they all Bakbele, and then the land too has a different name. Even Adele, the language is Gidre. The people are Adele, and then it goes on and on. Like that's one thing that characterizes these languages. Okay, and then the language they speak are completely. Even their number system is different. So let's take for example Siwu, spoken by the Akpafu people. When they want to say come, they say ba. Come here, they say bagbe. Completely different. Even the way Guans will say human, they have a totally different way of saying it. Thank you in Tafi and Nyagbo said as Opitebui. It has got nothing to do with the way the Guan system where they have to wish you life. They have it obviously off. Now, I want to give you the features of these languages and focus on them. Tafi, okay, is closely related to Nyagbo. Okay, so Tafi and Nyagbo, once you know how to speak Tafi, you can automatically speak Nyagbo. Just some one words that changes. And then also, if you can speak Tafi and Nyagbo, you'll be able to speak about 70% Avatime or Sia. Just that Avatime is the same as Tafi and Nyagbo, but with an accent. Okay, the Avatime speak Tafi or Nyagbo with an accent. But then the Logba, they speak a completely different language. When you check the geography, you start from Nyagbo. So Nyagbo Konda, Nyagbo this, Nyagbo that. Then you move to Tafi, Tafi Mado, Tafi Atome. It's Tafi Atome that you can find the monkey sanctuary. And then like they continue, Tafi, then Avatime. Avatime is just where the Tafis are. And then from Avatime, we are going to the Logba areas. And then interestingly, these 4 areas are full of tourism sites. So the monkey sanctuary, the Nyagbo mountains, okay, the Amejo Fair canopy walk, all of them are in those areas. It's amazing how that particular place is full of tourism sites. So they are usually in the dying constituency because of the river or the river dying of the Tafi people. Okay, if you want to learn about the dying, just get my book No Ghana Better, where you will see the history of the dying river, how the deity gave his story and all that. And then some Tafis migrated to establish the Santro Kofi settlement. So even till date, it is said that the Santro Kofis, whenever they having festival, the Tafis having festival, they come together and then they celebrate it because they trace the origin from the Tafis. And even the name Tafi means head cutters because it is said that some people were killing the Airways who came to settle by these GTM people, and then they'll wake up and then the head of some people having cut off. So when they discovered that sample on the mountains, then they were like, okay, these are people who are cutting their heads. The head stealers, Tafi Tau. That's how the name Tafi came about. So from this southern GTM to northern GTM, there's a distance about 3 hours. No, yeah. Let's say 2 hours drive. There's just airways surrounding before you start with the north. So the north GTMs, they continue each other. They start from Sele, that's Santro Kofi, Akpafu, they are together, then Bore. And it's interesting to know that to the west of them is Nkonya, which is Guan. To the east is Lekpe, which is Guan. Then Lekpe Buem is also Guan. So they are in between the Guans. So obviously they will borrow some west and they will also affect the Guans. So Guans are also easy to be assimilated. So by the Nkonyas, because of the mountains separating the Nkonya and the GTM, the Nkonya language has remained intact. But then the Lekpe and the Buem has been affected a lot. So Buem and Lekpe even looks close to those languages, but Buem looks very different from those languages. But yet that Buem also has been affected. And then from Bore, you are going to Akposo. And it's amazing how Santro Kofi is completely different in that area. But then Akpafu looks a little bit like, and from Santro Kofi is 3 towns, Bedome, Bume, and then that is Sokpo. Yeah, then from Sokpo, you just walk like from 100 meters and you've entered Akpafu, Mimpasem, the Akpafu, Mimpasem, Akpafu, Toji, and they continue like that. But just some few meters or the language will change in the OT region. And then when you end at Akpafu Odomi, you just go some few meters, you've entered Bori, and the language will completely change. And in that particular area, Bori and Ikposo, languages are closely related. Let's say Akpafu and Lolobi, they speak Siu, but there are some slight differences. Okay, but then they relate more to Lekpe, and then Sele is completely different, but Sele still relates to Akpafu because I think that's the difference. Sele will still say one as Unwi. Akpafu also say Inwi, Inyo, and then goes on. Okay. So, like I said earlier, Ikposo and then Bore are related in those areas. But then, interestingly, Bore in that particular area has the most difficult language there. Bore. So Bore is different from Bonre in Asante. Bore. The language is Bore or Torah. They speak the Torah language. Completely different and the most difficult, the most unique in that area. But it is a little bit related to Ikposo more than the others. Then that's where after the Ikposo, then you have the Akans, the Esukoko people, the Asato of the Nchira, the Katanga of Kwewu and Co. Then they continue. Yeah, somebody may ask, how did Kwewus get there? Yes, when during the construction of the Volta Lake, some of the Kwewus who were displaced, they were moved to the other side of the lake. So the other side of the lake separating the Kwewu lands and then the Volta lands is just water. So when you go to the other side of the Volta, when you go to this side, you are in Kwewu. That's the only difference. So some of the Kwewus were resettled to the Volta. So they are right after the GTM, so they continue. Then we have the Introbo people. The Introbo people also say they are Guan, but in reality they are not Guans. They are actually Sisales. They are speaking a Sisala language. Yeah, so they are Gurma people. Because the language is purely Sisala, the jam and then the stuff. Yeah, but then because they are in the OT territory, what's the name? Language influence and cultural influence. Yeah, but they are not Guans. They are not even GTM. They are Sisala. That's their origin. That's Gruma. Okay. Then moving to the Basari Kokumba. The Basari Kokumba also Guruma. Yeah, so in Trubo moving that line, perhaps with their brothers. Yeah. So then Trubo called the language Delo. Okay. Yeah, but like I told you earlier, it's more of Mo. Southern Guruma. It looks like Mo. Safalba, Tempelma. Yeah, they are very close. Okay. Then from there you move to the Adele people, and then then when you the Adele and the Akebu, some of that a few of the Akebu in Ghana, the majority are in Togo. Yeah, so these are the GTMs. But then the Adele people have assimilated a lot of Guan words. So even Adele, when they want to say one, they say Ake, and the Guans will say Ako. So they've adopted it. Then the two, they say Anyo. Yeah, language influence, it happens. Yeah. Then when you cross, you have the Ani people or the Basila, they are in Togo. They are also GTMs, like I said earlier. So basically, these GTM languages are very unique family of languages that are spoken in the Ghana-Togo Mountain Ranges. And most of them were in coastal Ghana. So till date, some of them you tend to say that they are hunters or originally they owned the Osu lands. Even the Tafi, they will tell you that okay, they were at Osu before they migrated to present day. Yes. It could be so because even the fancy history attests the fact that they came to meet a group of people who speak different language, even from the Guans called the Etefo people. So these fancies called both the Guans and this group of people the Etefo, and that is why most people perhaps tend to call the GTs and the Guans together as Guans, but they are two different languages altogether. All right. So I've listed all these languages. Then, like I said, there are more informations in my book, Know Ghana Better. And if you feel you want to learn into detail, because the book analyzes the languages, brings sentences in the languages, and make comparisons to each and every other GTM language. And I would like to mention Akpafu a little, the Siwu language. Siwu so far is one unique language which has borrowed lots of words from the Guans, because in Guan laugh is to say manse, the Akpafu also say mense. Yeah, I tend to love how Akpafu seems to be very dynamic, and then the Gidre, spoken by the Adele people. But yeah, languages, like I always say, languages are more unpredictable when they're in contact with other languages. So do you have any questions? If you do, kindly drop it in your comment box below. And I would like to pause here for today. Without much I say, any other informations or queries, you can just let me know. Thank you very, very much. Catch you in the next lesson.
It's Genesis on the beat.